To combat the vicious growing power of a vast spy ring, the government has concentrated the flying division of the Department of Justice on the espionage problem. The chief of the Bureau has assigned 3 of his trusted flyers, Andrews, Cummings, and Davis, to the case. Spurred on by the slaying of 2 government operators, the Flying G-men have created a terrifying, mysterious flyer known as the Black Falcon. To possible espionage, the Flying G-men found themselves in the bimetal steel mill where they were thrown into a trap and attacked. An explosion caused by henchmen of this wide stream of molten steel, which burned a cause of certain death for the G-men.
Deliberate. But what was the motive?
What about the man you brought in? Did he live long enough to tell you anything?
He never came to.
But if it's espionage, what were they after?
I don't know. My guess is that it has something to do with the steel mill's government contract.
Said they must have had inside help.
Right. The men who made that attack knew the layout pretty well. That's just exactly where we've got to begin.
I've always wanted to work in a steel mill.
Well, that's the story, Mr. Carroll. We've got to find the one weak link in your organization.
Boys, I've been making equipment for our country for almost 30 years. No spies are going to fool around with bimetal and get away with it.
Then as president, Mr. Carroll, you shouldn't have any trouble at all giving us jobs.
No trouble at all. Any job you want, from plain laborer up.
Fine. You took long enough. You're a new man, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Started work this morning.
Yeah. You're on your way back. Take this estimate with you and see that it's filed correctly.
Yes, sir.
The inventor's name is Craig. Dr. Alexander Craig.
Very good.
Hey, what are you throwing into that vat?
Got me there. New process.
Mr. Carroll, can you give me any information about this secret formula? Who the inventor is?
Nobody knows that but myself. If I tell you, it must not get beyond this room.
It won't. But the information may give us an important lead.
The man is Dr. Alexander Craig. His laboratory is at...
It's been plugged so the line would stay open. I'll be right back.
See who it is, Alan. Nobody will get hurt.
What do you men want?
I'll come right to the point, Craig. I want that steel processing formula that Carroll's used. Search the house.
Look what I found.
Quite clever, Doctor. Open it up.
This looks like the formula, Douglas.
You're Dr. Craig, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Well, who are you?
Department of Justice, Flying Division. Looks like we got here just in time, Doctor.
Naturally, I suspected Landon when I found the dictaphone switch plugged. The attack on Craig tonight confirmed my suspicion.
Yes, but suspicions aren't proof. If we let Landon have enough rope, he'll hang himself. And probably lead us to more important members of the ring.
Wait a minute. I think I've got a way of exposing Mr. Landon. Listen, as soon as I get this piece of rubber in here, Mr. Landon should get an earful. Just when do you want me to get that shipment of anti-aircraft guns started, Mr. Carroll?
Start the shipment on 3 company trucks at 12:30 sharp.
Now remember, you've got to keep this absolutely secret. Nobody but yourself and the drivers must know about it.
I'll be back in a minute, fellas. Excuse me, mister, my airplane.
Hello. Landon. The shipment leaves at 12:30 sharp by truck.
That's what Landon said, all right.
Good work, Billy. You and the boys go back and play with your planes. We don't want to make this look suspicious.
Come on, come on.
Come on, let's go. It's almost 12:30. Those trucks will be rolling in a few minutes.
Right.
Those other trucks are taken care of. Yes? What for? I've just discovered something. Those gun cases back there are loaded with sand. That explains that cart failures. I'll fix that.
spy ring. So my usefulness at the steel mill is certainly at an end.
Of course. But I have another important mission for you. Tomorrow, Dr. Roberts will make a stratosphere flight.
Dr. Roberts. Ever heard of him?
No, not me.
12:30 set for takeoff at Brewster Field. Daring scientist risks life to explore ether. What a perfect spot that Dr. Roberts would be in to photograph coast fortifications using a legitimate scientific experiment as a front.
Hello. Oh, yes. Hello, Mr. Carlton.
I've been reading about this Dr. Roberts stratosphere flight. Did you see the paper?
Well, yes. Yes, we were just discussing it.
You better get right over to Brewster Field and see him. And if you're not completely satisfied with Dr. Roberts' credentials, stop the flight and hold him for investigation.
Oh, grand.
I thought you'd like to see this, my boy.
Gee, it's swell. I'm going to build a model of one of those balloons.
Maybe you can see it better from the running board, Miss McKay.
Let's go look.
Now look what you've done to your beard.
Well, we're safe here. We don't need it anyhow. Set.
All set.
Cast off. Well, we're off.
We're too late. It's just 12 now. Dr. Roberts wasn't scheduled to take off till 12:30.
Looks very suspicious to me.
Hey, fellas,
Billy!
Landon's in that balloon.
Landon? What?
Yeah, Dr. Roberts is really Landon. I saw him take off his disguise.
Billy, are you sure of that?
I saw him.
Good boy, Billy.
Nice work, kiddo. Now listen, you run on back to Babs and don't say a word to anyone. You understand? Go on now. Come on, boys. We've got work to do. Hey! The Falcon, he's after us.
What?
Look at Babs, look.
He's firing at the gas bag. He's trying to force them down. He's guided.
That metal ball is going to crash into the plane.
And in the next episode, you will see sabotage causes the flying G-Men plane to crash into trees. The spies chased by the G-Men lose them through a getaway into a truck. The G-Men trapped by spies in a terrific gunfight. Will they escape?